Hello, hello, and thank you, my loyal followers and listeners, for tuning up and tuning in to Buckle Up with Bershawn again, the Warrior Edition. This month, we will be highlighting the most amazing stories, the most amazing people who are true warriors. Because remember, there's always a story behind the story, and no one knows the true story, and I'm here to share it. Right now, times are tough. We're going into a lot of things and we're dealing with a lot of things like the holiday season. We're dealing with cold weather. We're dealing with a lot. And the world has changed during this pandemic, during the vaccinations, during a lot of stuff. And we have to change with it and come out on top. We cannot get left behind. And it's all about our mental mindset and being the best we can be. So, you, my listener, you're also a warrior. We're going to make history together and make this happen. So, buckle up, sit back for 30 minutes, and join the other warriors. Now, as you all know, I love to bring people on who have a story, who have passion, who are changing the world and making history. So, you know, I'm a stage 4 breast cancer survivor. They gave me 3 months to live 12 years ago. Doctors told me I wasn't going to make it, but I am here today. I have made it. I'm going on 13 years cancer free. So I have a story to share, and these wonderful people have a story to share who's on this podcast with me. Oh my gosh. And boy, do they have a story. They are warriors. They are Grammy award winners. They are business people. They have started helping people, giving back to musicians. Let me just tell you about each and every one of them. James Fauntleroy, he's a songwriter. Larrance Dopson, he's a producer. Twila, she is the businesswoman, and they come together as a team. Boy, oh boy, are they a team. So please meet each and every one of them. Hello, everyone. Yes. How are you?
Fantastic.
How are you?
Oh my gosh. I'm when I read about each and every one of you, I was like, wow, what a powerful team. What a dream team. Like the three of you, I need to know how you came together. Like the three of you, I love it. I think it's brilliant. How did you come together?
Twila,
Let it go, Larrance. Go ahead, Larrance.
well, we were working. This was about maybe 5, 6 years ago. Me and James, we've been working on music, doing our thing for a long time, and we got to the point where we got to our cap of success as a writer and a producer, and we always wanted to do something else to shift culture and help our people. And James has always been talking about doing the school. We've been writing a curriculum for the last 5, 6 years, and it was just a blessing that we was able to meet Twila, someone so amazing. She actually came to our studio in Inglewood, and at that time, I didn't really know how powerful she was, and it was just a normal meeting that I have with people, and we just showed her everything we're doing. We showed her we have another studio in Inglewood where we had our the smaller version of our school, which was in a pool table, our pool table room where we made our school, and we just gave her the tour and explained what we're doing, and she was just like, she was very interested, and she was like, you know what, I want you guys to come see my world. So we went to see her world, and together it was it was it came from God, literally. This is something that was so special for us to come together with three great minds and to
Oh,
build something like 1500 Sound Academy where it's helping so many people. It's just a blessing.
Well, I
that's
got to tell you that I love that, his from his eyes and from my eyes, I showed up and I saw these well accomplished, beautiful people who were doing incredible things. And I've dealt with a lot of people, a lot of companies, and I've never seen such accomplished just businessmen. And so it was incredible, the synergies that we had, the way we looked at business, the way we looked at, the opportunities in front of us. And with all the people I've ever worked with, for them, the way that they wanted to work with a businesswoman, and so it was just magic from the start.
It sounds like magic. And James, like, how did you feel? I mean, you and Larrance coming together. How did you feel like when you met Twila?
Well, like Larrance just said, we didn't know what was going to come of it at all. We were just already trying to figure out what to do. And honestly, meeting Twila even shaped the direction we went in, because we beforehand had a bunch of different ideas and things here and there, but this the three of us coming together is really where this story began. Like, before this, we were talking about it and thinking about it and hoping and wishing, but it began its first step to become a reality when we met. So it's been really amazing ever since.
Wow. Now, okay, so 1500 Sound Academy. I mean, I think this is so brilliant. I think it's amazing that you guys are giving scholarships. Don't tell us about 1500 Sound Academy. I want my audience to know all about it. And if they have kids and teenagers and friends, like, please, because I just think this is wonderful.
Well, the 1500 Sound Academy is in Inglewood. It's 8 minutes from LAX. We offer a 6 month program, an online program, like live online, and also an on demand program. We cover mixing, engineering, songwriting, producing, artist branding, and any number of relevant things that we feel like are the right tools to prepare you for your journey, whatever that might be. So, in theory, you may come as an artist and leave as an engineer. You may come as an engineer and leave as a tour manager, or someone that works on scoring and sync for television and film. So it's really about one, exposure to people that don't have exposure in general, which may be low socioeconomic, or it just might be anyone that has a desire to learn. And we expose you and then prepare you. So our goal is just, because we went through such a treacherous journey to get where we got, like everyone else,
Right.
we wanted, and entertainment and life, honestly, but we wanted to not only equip people to get farther faster, but
Mm.
also send more balanced, emotionally intelligent, professional people into the marketplace, and hopefully
Wow.
change the entire business.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Now, so how many kids have you had gone through this program?
It's been hundreds at this point.
Oh, it has been.
Yeah, it's been a couple of.
We've had about 5 graduations, 4 to 5 graduations already.
Look at that. And you guys are helping them, because I got to tell you, even my cousins, my nephews who love music, that, if you're not in a like a Los Angeles or a New York City, I mean, say you're in Oklahoma, say you're in Arizona, they don't know how to get to someone in the music business, because you may just be one, or if you're in like, Idaho or something like that, how do you go? I think this is brilliant. I mean, have you, and what's the age range?
So the age range is, quite wide. I'd say our sweet spot right now seems to be 18 to really 26, but they had from 8 to 80 come through the school.
Oh wow. Oh, I have a little raspy voice, so people say I can sing. So maybe you guys
Uh-oh.
could.
We
I
get
mean,
you
I always
together.
thought I could be a singer. No, this is good, because I consider you all warriors, because I'm launching a mental health app called You Are a Warrior. And we don't deal with our mental health. And entertainers don't deal with their mental health, right? We have to push out songs, we have to produce, we have to do all of these things. You guys have to do it, and no one deals with the mental health. And that's when the pandemic hit. I wanted to launch You Are a Warrior. So I think you guys are truly warriors to come out with something like this and give back. I would love to have your story on the app, like sharing a video, sharing because we have our age range is 18 through 34, and it's all about dealing with depression, anxiety, loneliness, and people deal with that. And like, you guys are amazing. I love this. So tell us, like, Twila, like, okay, how did you want to be a part of this?
Well, like I said, the meeting from day one, always lots of opportunities. And through my career, lots of people that lots of companies you have to do, lots of people you don't want to deal with, because, you have to get to a certain spot. And for the three of us, there was just such an appreciation, an understanding of how partners work and how we work together, that it really just has been, magic since that meeting. And one of the best partnerships, I've had in my career.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Now let's talk about the music because I read about you guys doing positive music, right? You want a positive outlook, right? How do you think music is today?
I think music goes through cycles. I think each generation's music listener thinks their music is the best. And in reality, there's always been terrible music and great music every era of music. I can find an awful song from 1927 right now. And so there's good and there's bad, but a big part of what we stress in our work and also with the students is that the music serves a purpose, that music and entertainment in general is a service. And so, there are less, just because of the trajectory of society, we have less people that are focused outward and on other people. But I think that every human being gets the same feeling from acts of service, like so it's a very fulfilling thing. We want to bring more people to it. I think today's music is doing as good a job as it's done, you know what I mean, in the past. But I certainly think that we can step it up. We can really stress that when you're making music, its use or value is how the person listening to it can use it, or how people are affected. So I think we definitely want to ramp it up.
Well, I mean, like, I want to talk about this, right? So, from musicians and Twila, this trap music and the music talking about, hey, you're a hoe, you're a dirty bitch, you're this, you're that, and you guys are doing a academy. I mean, how do you really feel about that? Because you listen to the '70s, you're grooving, right? You listen to the '80s, it's pop, the '90s is sort of, and now everything is, you're this, I got this money, you know what it is. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys. Like,
Nah,
are you do you just do you feel like you just go with the wave, or do you want to change it, or do you like it and you just like, how do you feel as musicians and songwriters?
the best music is authentic music. It's something that it can be your best when it's the best representative of you. And so, like, when people talk about this, there's a song that I can't even quote it because it's too vulgar to quote, that came out in, like, I think 30s. And so, like, there's been extremely vulgar music. As soon as humans got access to microphones, they started saying crazy things. And so I think that there's a place for those things, especially as an expression, as a kind of a report and a look and view into humanity and our environment. And those things are important. But I think it's just always also important to remember that we're here as a service. You know what I mean? So anything, everything in moderation. Everything, even something good, can be bad if
Right.
it's too much. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
everything is in moderation. So, Twyla, now you were in family offices, you were in business. I mean, did you have a music background? Like, how did you get into like the music part of it?
I had no music background. I'm behind these guys on any sort of, music background. And so
Right.
I'd always looked at it, I'd always been pitched to it, but it's in the investment world, it's rough territory, right? There's a lot of not real deals and, not real people, and especially when you get into the music and film industry.
Mm,
And so, again, by the time I had met the guys, they were already there. They were already there in their own right. So I'm always humbled how they say, they'll always tell you the story of, when they met me and, the opportunities that were there. And I can tell you the other side that, they could have worked with anyone they wanted to.
mm.
And so because we think the way we do collectively, that's, I think, what made the relationship. And that's the meaning of, really a partnership. And so what I can tell you too is I don't have a music background, but from a perspective and watching it all in motion. And you talked about, sometimes there's vulgarity or there's a persona or it's magic from my novice perspective in music to take a look and to see young people walk through the doors and have a perception and then meet Ransom James and understand that there's hard work and there's responsibility and the way they approach things, and then they open up their minds on all the different ways that you can be in this industry, and still, be at your craft. I see parents, and as a parent, where
Mm.
they're a little afraid of, wow, my teenager, I don't want them to go into music, and I want them to
Yeah.
do this. And then they meet the guys, they see the academy, and they then become supporters of the dream for their child, because they see and they understand once they meet the guys, oh no, this is a real industry, and I want them to be taught by these guys.
Oh, wow. Look at you guys, James and Larrance. I mean, like, let's talk about this Grammy. That's huge. I mean, each one of you, like both of you, I want to start with Larrance and then James. Okay, what did you get a Grammy from? And like, how does it feel to own? I mean, you're at the top of your game, baby, the top. So let's talk about that.
Super blessing. Yesterday I just found out I went diamond with a song I did with Roddy Ricch called The Box. So that was great news yesterday. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yay.
as far as the Grammy side, I got a Grammy for best R&B song with LMA called "Boot Up." Um, worked on Maluma's album, which also got a Grammy. He's a big Latin artist. We did Pimple Butterfly album, a song called These Walls. Which we got one on that, and that's just a few to James's mini Grammys.
I love it. Okay, so you have that now. Now, James, tell me about your Grammys and how you feel. I mean, to get a Grammy, you're at the top of your game.
It's always a honor to be recognized in any kind of way by anybody, but in particular, when you work really super hard on something, it's nice to be recognized by the community. So my first Grammy was for Justin Timberlake's album, which was a really great experience and a really good album. It was the 2020 experience.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then the last Grammys I got were with Bruno for the 24 Karat Magic album. They changed the rule that year to allow songwriters to win the Album of the Year Grammy for the first time. And so I was the first person to win that award as a songwriter, and the last because nobody else has done it since then. But it's fantastic. I mean, when you spend so much time focused on working obsessively, then you'll start to realize that every goal, as soon as you get there, every goal is a mountain peak. So as soon as you get there, you can see the other peaks, and there's more goals every time you get there. So I'm really a lot more excited about the time in the valley. Like when I'm going towards those goals. So the Grammys were incredible to get, but the experience getting there was even more fulfilling, honestly.
Wow, that's amazing. And I just have to tell you that I went to a Bruno Mars concert this weekend and it was amazing.
I already know.
That song, look, the song was great. He was actually really good with a lot of energy. So
Yeah,
if
he's
you did
incredible.
that, wow, kudos. I mean, you had everybody dancing. He had everybody on the dance floor dancing. So now to get to you guys, like how do you sign up for 1500 Sound Academy? I mean, to get there, is this on social media? Is this on websites? How do we know about this? Because I'm going to spread the word about this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we're big on social media. We have a 1500 Sound Academy.
Okay.
We got our online. We got our personal socials, Rent 1500. Yeah, we're out here. Check our website. We literally have everything on there as far as what we're doing, our workshops, our classes, everything you need to know is on there, and we'll definitely get back.
Okay. And I want to know, let me just take it back. I want to know about, since you're just speaking, Larrance, like how did you get into the music business? And did you have sort of like someone to help you get there, or it was grind? Like give us a mini story from you.
real quick, after I graduated high school, I went to college for West LA for 1 year. I was a little smarter than my teacher, and I met a guy named Terrace Martin, and he told me to go on a tour with him with Snoop Dogg because the keyboard player might not show up. So I just drove him to this gig. I ended up getting the gig, changed my life. From there, I did maybe 3 world tours all around the world where I just learned so much about the entertainment business and being able to build with people all around the world. And from there, we had a studio in LA where it was the one place where we all came to, even if we had a bad day. That was just our second home that we came to, where we made a bunch of songs, and now we're here.
Oh wow, you just so that's great that you got in it. Wow. Okay, and you, James?
I just met Larrance. I met Larrance, and I started singing background in the band, and
Oh,
then
did you
I
started singing background? Sorry, with who?
in the band
Oh,
1500. So
uh-huh.
after he did that those runs with Snoop Dogg, he started his own band, and or actually I think it was in the midst of that. But I joined the band singing background. I got fired from the gig pretty quickly, and then I had to figure something else out.
Right. And look, you knew how to pivot. I mean, that's great. you you
Yeah,
you knew how to pivot and
He,
they. Oh,
he didn't get fired because he couldn't sing or he couldn't write a song
yeah.
though. We'll talk about
He's
that
just
later.
oh, okay. Oh, it's a side issue, James. Yeah. Okay. Oh
yeah.
Lord. Okay.
He's a modern day poet.
It's
No.
one thing I can just tell you. Just I know people ask us a lot how we got our name 1500 or nothing, and we're basically a church band that were playing. We was playing for Bobby Valentino right when he got his big deal, and we are doing a bunch of free rehearsals for him at the time where he wasn't paying us. Then he asked us to do a showcase for Def Jam so he could get his deal when that song "Slow Down" was on the radio. And we was all broke at the time, and we was like, "Hey man, you got to give us 1500 or nothing." And he was like, "Well, what's the name of y'all band?" He was like, 1500 nothing. The end. So we started a musical game and created a handshake, and the whole point of our the band is we can all play every instrument and do everything on our own. So when we come together, it's like the Power Rangers on stage.
Wow, that's everything. Look at y'all. Okay, so so everything. So what is your? So I would love to know, what is your dream? Like if you can get whatever you want, what is the dream of all of this? James, Larrance, Twila coming together. Like, what is the dream? The big dream to happen? Like that's going to really change the world because you're already doing it and you're warriors, and I love it. What's the big goal?
Um,
Okay, go
I
ahead.
go ahead, Dan. Oh well, I personally just want to change how people think, and we just want to be the the platform to get everyone to their higher self faster. At the end of the day, go
Okay,
ahead, James.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I
my
think we're
biggest
always
dream.
moving.
Oh,
I'm sorry, James, you go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say my biggest dream. I've seen it happening in the school. It was to help somebody that was lost to find their way. So we've had people come in with questions and go on to get jobs. That's my dream.
Good for you. Okay. And Twyla?
Yeah, I think it's the same, all three ways because individually we're all accomplished. Together we've built our companies, and we're motivated every single day. I would say that when we talk about strategy and we talk about our businesses is one thing, but then when we see the journey and we see students behind us, when we can be maybe examples of how we've gotten here and how we work together, um, I think that that's probably the largest motivation between us.
Oh, I love it. Now, last question. How did you guys get with the Urban League?
Yeah, so we our name had gotten out there. 1500 is already, they were 1500 when I met them, and it was already popular, and everybody knew about it. It
Mhm.
just didn't have a platform. It didn't have the education piece, and it didn't have the platform that we have today to be able to have that education. And so they reached out. We had a conversation. We have an alignment on how we think and how we want to share and how we want to educate. And so we made the announcement 3 weeks ago. and we start to find sponsors in January, and
Yes.
have students in the school that might not otherwise be able to afford the academy. And that is the largest piece that's always most important to James and Rance.
Wow. I have to tell you, I am just so in awe. But I love when things happen together because you are blessed. And I think Larrance may have said it, it's God coming together. You're doing his work. You're helping people. You're guiding and supporting people. People who want to be youngsters, who want to be musicians, to get on the road. And you're like, all right, you could be a tour manager. You could be an engineer. You could do everything. I love this and I thank you so, so much. You are truly warriors. And I really do want you on my mental health app that's coming out soon. Please, like I'm definitely gonna I'll get your information from Lori if you can tell this story on my app, because the story is about hope, and that's what we need as African Americans, as young people going in this music game. That's what we need, and you are doing it. Twila, James, Larrance, yes, Inglewood. That's where my family is from, Inglewood. So I live in New York, though. I live on the East Coast, but I come to California. I will definitely look you guys up. I'm gonna tell everyone about it. Follow you on social. I mean, truly amazing. Do you want people to follow you individually, Larrance? Like, what's your social media? And James and Twila.
1500 Sound Academy. That's, yeah. Make sure y'all check that out. And my personal social is Rance 1500 and 1500 and nothing.
Okay, I love it.
You know what mine is, James?
Yeah, mine's my name, James Fauntleroy, and two
I
eyes.
think mine's probably the same.
Yeah,
okay, James Fauntleroy. Okay, good. And
Twila underscore. Mine is James Fauntleroy, and Larrance is Rance 1500.
Okay, good. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. You want to leave the audience with one last thing? Tell us, what's one last thing from each one of you that you want to inspire the audience with? Come on, give us some inspiration with three amazing people.
I'll go first. Let the guys close it. 2022 is going to be explosive. In January is 1500 day. Every time I just sit and watch what they're doing, I'm in awe. In April, we have some explosive news coming out. So watch 2022.
Oh, I love that. Okay, James.
I want everybody to know the value of education. There's more access to information than ever before. You don't have to wait to learn anything. If you're lost, 1500soundacademy.com. We can help you figure out where to start.
Thank you so much.
The only thing you have to do for the academy is believe in yourself. That's the hardest thing. So if you can do that, come on down and learn the rules to break the rules.
Oh, I love that. Learn the rules to break the rules. Thank you so much. You're right, because people need a place and you're giving them a place. And I thank you so much. Larrance, James, and Twila, we are out. And this episode was brought to you by Emerald Construction. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. Great energy. Peace. Love it. Thank you so much.